Today, at 3 p.m., I went to Mass in the Basilica in Knock, and there was the Padre Pio pilgrimage this year. Was organised by Father Brian Shortall. And my aunt would have gone to that many years ago, God rest her soul. And I often remember my aunt talking about San Giovanni. When I was growing up, I didn't know much about Padre Pio, but I remember my aunt always talking, oh, I went to San Giovanni this, and she had been there a few times. And I always remember her talking about San Giovanni, San Giovanni Rotondo and all this. So I suppose like she's passed away a few years ago, and most of my first cousins, the majority of them, I have dozens of them because my mother was one of 10, my father was one of 9, so I have dozens of first cousins, but sadly most of them don't practice the faith. I mean, I wouldn't either had God not placed me where he did in my life. But I was sitting in the Basilica in Knock, at the choir section behind the organ, in front of the organ, and looking around the church, and I got this great sense of suffering. You could see the suffering in so many souls in the Basilica. I mean, it was 90% elderly people, 90% in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and so forth. And you could hear this. You could actually see the suffering in that church. People in wheelchairs. You would normally see, and at a 3 p.m. mass, you would see a lot of elderly. But today it was kind of poignant in a way. And I was there to remember my aunt, who would have gone to that pilgrimage if she was alive, because she was part of those prayer groups. And it's sad to see. I mean, it's part of life. We'll all be there. I'll be there one day, or older than I am now. It's sad to see that generation in front of me, the generation that, that kind of, that did so much for Ireland there. I mean, I was just looking at the people as they were coming in, in the wheelchairs and the walking sticks, or somebody's helping them along. There was a lot of people there. And behind the church, I suppose in the meditation today, you could see Christ crucified. You could see his wounds. You could understand Christ's love for the church. Christ was there in that basilica. He was there walking with these people, walking with my baptized brothers and sisters, he supporting them, helping them, holding the wounded, comforting them. It's a sad time in the church, but I suppose it was a profound meditation for me today to see Christ's heart beating in a silent and hidden way for so many souls. So maybe you just pray for them, pray for the church, pray for the souls that are journeying on this pilgrimage. We'll all go there someday. I could be that one with the wheelchair, with the walking stick, or somebody helping me in there. I could go there tomorrow. You never know. It's only by God's grace I have what I have. It's God that's been so merciful. Christ's Sacred Heart that's been so merciful in my life. But I did remember my aunt today in Knock, because she would have been there. And it's just kind of a sad situation for me. She was larger than life, an amazing woman. And she really loved her faith, actually many people in my family says, oh, you're like your Auntie Anne. Your Auntie Anne used to do these things, and she'd be the kind of very active in the church in a real way. And I suppose I have a lot to thank her for. But I suppose I just praying for everybody that was in Knock today, especially remembering my Auntie Anne Carolyn from Trim, who, if you go to her grave in Archerstown, she has Padre Pio. I think there's a headstone with Padre Pio on it. She had a great devotion to him, and she isn't forgotten. And I did pray there today. It was a beautiful day. Anyway, God bless. Take care. Bye bye.